So this is the residential architecture presentation that I've just done. So it's not specifically colourful. So I may spread that from Studio B. This is a product of two generations. This is my house. You'll hear a bit more about this as we go on. So it's Josh's son. Josh's my son. Yeah. So he's now practicing in New South Wales. But we worked together on the house. So it was a vacant triangular block covered in trees. It had been part of a landscape garden area for a larger property. It's Bell 29 bushfire, so we had the constraints of managing that together with the two road frontages, which for a triangular site gives you a reasonable challenge. So we wanted to create a building that was sustainable to passive house standard, which is fairly onerous standard, but not particularly large floor area, so we've got 176 square metres. But we wanted a variety of living spaces, and we wanted to be able to have external living spaces as well. That's from the north corner of the site, looking back up the hill. It's on a 5-degree slope. That's the two guest bedrooms in that position, and beyond is the two-storey house. So the entry path is from the quieter of the two streets, and some of the tree trunks that we removed from the site to actually give us the building block itself, we reused as boundary and path markers, rather than have a fence. So there's no surprise on entry. You get to see, as you're approaching, what's going to be inside. The lower single story is beyond the round earth wall on the right, and the two-storey house is linked to it by the glass lobby. So this gives you an idea. The ground floor on the left, so we have got the glass entry lobby and then the living spaces. So we feel we've got 6 alternative locations for living, so my wife and I can go at different places. Again, externally we've got the courtyard and a roof deck accessed from the study area. In terms of materials, we've got a matte grey, a matte basalt ribbed colour bond, and double glazing, spotted gum cladding, and round earth, so material palette. All the windows are spotted gum. So when you're focusing on passive house, it's easier with a simple box, but with a glass lobby and the plan with so many external surfaces, it becomes quite a challenge. But we didn't want to limit the architecture by the passive house criteria, so we had to increase some of the insulation standards in order to offset that. That courtyard is a contained space with directed views out beyond, but it gives us privacy from the road, and it's raised above the road itself. The courtyard has been furnished since that picture, but it is a really nice space, and a space which has got catering as well. And the roof deck has got roof overhangs to give shade to those north-facing windows, and it's just a fun place to use. We've even been out there at 4 AM. And the balcony provides shade to the living room windows below. So Josh and I did the Passive House Designers course during lockdown, and after over 40 years in practice, I myself found new ways of assembling buildings as a result of that. And we applied them here. My son also learned from my experience of detailing that I was able to share. So there was a conscious decision to make to avoid thermal bridges. So the steel structure in concept and in detailing is external, outside the thermal envelope. The orientation, which is due north, gives us the best passive solar benefit and the solar voltaic benefit. We didn't have a direction in terms of other properties to match or resolve with. We also went a bit beyond passive house and looked at activating thermal mass to give us benefits at different seasons. And there's a sliding door on the staircase, so we can close that connection off or not. So we've used the project in the Passive House introductory course. And I thought we might be interested to see how the insulation ties through in the spine wall that was during construction and then fully installed. That spine wall is quite important, but the rammed earth is a lightweight, and the column is a lightweight element. Leaning against it, I think, works well. So internally, some inherited furniture, but also a piece of artwork which has got some of our design journey with my sketches and some of my wife's watercolours in there. It was put together by our daughter-in-law. So that's a glass splash back. Bathroom's got a view into the trees, and the cabinetry detailing is important to us, but also the external detailing, so that we call that slippery detailing, so that in the event of a bushfire, ember attack, those embers would likely blow off. And then looking externally, we capped the rammed earth wall so that we wouldn't get staining down there, and that's a colour bond capping on the wall. We've also got a suspended entry canopy, suspended off the balusters to the roof deck. And then we've got a drainage swale that helps to take the water away from the garage courtyard, where we've dug into the form of the land. But it also gives us that great tactile experience of coming over the boarding as you enter the front door. So it works for a party too. You can open up the whole space, and we have. And it's been a great success. So that's it. The big idea were to create that variety of spaces. The way in which people move between spaces is important to us. And there are lots of details. Particularly, I like the way in which the steel cladding plumber has actually achieved some of the window surround detail.